In this video presentation, I'm going to demonstrate a method of installing a BNC connector onto coaxial video cable. In this instance, the cable that I'm building is for standard def analog video, and so the cable type that I'm using is Belden type 8241. The connector that I'm using comes from a company called Miles Tech, and this has a part number of 10-03001-202. And you can see on the package there's printed a diagram of the proper strip that's required for this connector to be installed and the dimensions of that strip. Also from Miles Tech is a toolkit with a hex crimper, and the crimp that I'm using for this job is the center one, which says 0.255. We have another crimper which is designed for the center pin of the BNC connector. And we have a stripper. This happens to be a Paladin Tools stripper, which has previously been set up for stripping Belden type 1694, which has the same strip requirements as our Belden 8241, so it'll work just fine. This stripper has 3 blades on it. The cable installs into this trough, and the blades cut sideways into the cable, and it's twirled around the cable so that it makes a circular cut at each of these 3 blade positions. The end result should be a strip which resembles the diagram that's printed on the tool. This tool has a depth stop adjustment with this orange dial here, and you can see as the dial moves, it pushes the cable deeper and deeper into the cutting blades. So we want to gauge the depth of the cut so that it goes the correct depth into the cable, but not too far. And I'll explain that as we go. So I have previously cut open the package, and now we're going to take the 3 pieces out of the package. We've got a BNC connector, we've got a sleeve which is going to be crimped with a hex crimp, and we've got a center pin. First thing I'm going to do is install this sleeve onto my 8241 cable, because it's much easier to get it on there now than later when it's stripped. Okay, let's put our cable into the stripper, and I'm going to cinch it just about 3 clicks on the adjuster, and I'm going to give it about 3 or 4 twirls. And then I'm going to increase the depth by moving the adjuster a click, give it another couple of twirls, and you can see that it's starting to cut not only on the deeper one on the far right, but the center one and the one on the left. So now I'm going to click one more time and give it a twirl or 2, and I'm going to observe the depth that's being cut here on the far left, and I'm going to go one more click in depth, which is number 6, and I'm going to give it just one twirl, and then I'm going to remove the stripper. This should give us a cut which does not bite into the braid on the far left cut. You can see that this part on the right was cut completely, and the one on the left needs a little bit of help in order to get the insulation off, and that's just right. So we got a nice clean cut without any of this portion being cut off. I'm going to twist on this end piece, taking the center insulation off of the bare center conductor. Takes a little bit of work. So now we have a bare wire which needs to be cut to a length so that this center pin butts against the insulation of the center conductor. And the depth that, or the length of this needs to be just a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch. That's what I'm using my wire cutters for. So if we put this on there and push it all the way down, it looks like I need to trim just a tiny bit of it off. So if I put that on there, it goes all the way down. Now I'm going to use my center pin crimper and crimp it. And that's on there nice and tight. So I'm going to spread the braid by doing this with the center portion of the cable. So I've got a little bit of a gap there. I'm going to put the connector around the center insulator and slide it down underneath the copper wire braid, like so. And that braid is going to press against the outside of the connector, like so. I will slide the sleeve over that braid all the way up. Now it's time to do my hex crimp. And it goes all the way up so that there's just a little bit of the sleeve showing. Squeeze it all the way, and we're done. We have a nice, clean, tight connector. Nothing, no trash sticking out the bottom end of the sleeve. And I think we've got a pretty good BNC termination.